The ticket price. This does not shock me at all. What did I say earlier? The WNBA was about to F around and find out, and these rival teams were going to be in a lot of trouble. Well, they're finding out.
What happens when the WNBA's biggest hype machine faces a harsh truth? What happens when the so-called it girl of women's basketball shows up to a nearly empty arena? Because Caitlin Clark wasn't there, you're about to find out. Angel Reese has been praised as a rising star, hyped endlessly by media outlets, and given a platform most rookies only dream of. But when reality hit, when fans didn't show up for her, everything changed. Today, we're breaking down Angel Reese's explosive reaction after playing in an empty arena without Caitlin Clark. This story is about hype versus substance, popularity versus performance, and what happens when the spotlight moves on. Let's get into it. Angel Reese entered the WNBA with sky-high expectations. After all, she led LSU to a national title, became a viral sensation with her "You Can't See Me" celebration, and became a symbol of swagger and confidence in women's sports. The media quickly embraced her as the face of the new era. Outlets like ESPN, Sports Illustrated, and social media influencers hyped her up as the next big thing. She landed endorsement deals, appeared in fashion magazines, and became a household name far beyond just basketball fans. But there was a key factor missing in this rise: consistent performance. Unlike Caitlin Clark, who broke NCAA records and redefined how fans watch women's basketball with her jaw-dropping shooting range and playmaking, Reese's game was more traditional: rebounding, post-ups, hustle plays. Important, yes, but not exactly box office. Still, the hype didn't slow down. The WNBA marketed her hard, and many believe that Reese would bring her Bayou Barbie fan base into the pros, especially with rivalries like Clark versus Reese being promoted to the max. That brings us to the moment of truth. The Chicago Sky rolled into a game against a team that didn't have Caitlin Clark on the court. No Indiana fever, no sold-out arena, no social media circus. Just a standard WNBA game. Or at least, that's what was supposed to be. What Angel Reese walked into instead was a ghost town. Sections of the arena were visibly empty. Social media was flooded with photos of rows and rows of unfilled seats. The crowd was silent, energy was low, and it felt more like a preseason scrimmage than a professional game. According to ticket sales trackers and fans in attendance, the arena was less than half full. No lines at concessions. No buzz. No electricity. Why? Because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing. That's right. When Caitlin Clark isn't on the floor, the needle doesn't move, even when Angel Reese is. And that's when things got uncomfortable. According to sources close to the team, Angel Reese was furious after seeing the turnout. Reports suggest she was visibly frustrated in the locker room, mumbling about how the media was pushing the wrong narrative. One quote allegedly overheard was, "This league doesn't support real ones unless you're white and popular." Now, that may be paraphrased or out of context, but it reveals something deeper. Reese feels the gap. She sees the difference in how Clark is treated, and it's eating at her. During the post-game press conference, she didn't hold back. When asked about the low attendance, she responded, "I mean, y'all see what's happening. I'm doing my part. The fans need to show up for more than one person." She doubled down with a cryptic Instagram post later that night, writing, "Keep sleeping. Y'all gonna wake up when it's too late." And then liked a tweet that said, "It's crazy how the WNBA only markets one rookie. There are 11 other teams." This wasn't subtle. This was explosive. And it wasn't just directed at fans. It was a shot at the league, the media, and yes, Caitlin Clark. But fans weren't exactly sympathetic. The response on social media? Brutal. Twitter, Reddit, TikTok. They were flooded with comments saying the same thing. "You gotta earn it. Where were you when Clark dropped 37? Empty seats mean empty hype." One fan posted a viral comparison clip. Caitlin Clark entering a packed Gamebridge fieldhouse with fans screaming her name versus Angel Reese walking into an empty stadium with bored security guards and crickets in the stands. The caption? "Star power isn't manufactured. It's earned." And this is where the divide becomes impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark sells tickets. She boosts TV ratings. She leads jersey sales. Every arena she plays and becomes a sellout. Meanwhile, Reese, despite her social media presence and massive college following, hasn't translated that into WNBA business success. Not yet, and fans have noticed. As the backlash grew, certain media outlets rushed to defend Reese. Articles popped up about WNBA's racial double standards, the league failing to support black women, and Clark being overhyped. Some of those points sparked valid conversations, but many fans saw right through it. To them, it felt like damage control. Because here's the thing. Caitlin Clark isn't just popular because she's white. She's popular because she's great. She's rewriting records, hitting logo threes, and delivering highlight after highlight. If the media was hoping to silence the conversation with think pieces, they failed. The debate only grew louder and more uncomfortable because the truth was in the numbers. That's not a race issue. That's a draw issue. This brings us to the WNBA's biggest dilemma. What happens when your top drawing star is a rookie? What happens when a player like Caitlin Clark, with zero professional experience before this year, becomes a face of your league instantly, while other veterans and rising stars like Angel Reese struggle to fill seats? And worse, what happens when that creates resentment within the league? Angel Reese's explosion after that empty arena wasn't just a personal outburst. It was a warning. There's division brewing in the WNBA, between players who feel overlooked and players who command attention, between those who are being embraced and those who feel slighted. The league has to be careful, because if they push Reese too hard to balance the Clark effect, they risk alienating fans. But if they focus too much on Clark, they risk alienating players. It's a tightrope, and so far they're wobbling. So what's next for Angel Reese? She's got a chip on her shoulder. She's clearly aware of the gap in attention, and if she uses that as fuel, if she levels up her game, brings consistent double-doubles, expands her shooting range, and becomes a true two-way force, then this narrative could shift. She's got charisma. She's got personality. She knows how to use media. But the only thing that really shifts public perception is performance. If she drops 25 and 15 in a win, without Caitlin Clark in the building, if she puts Chicago on her back, if she makes herself indispensable to the league, then the seats will fill. The headlines will write themselves. The narrative will turn. But if the frustration grows and the focus stays on off-court drama, the WNBA audience, which is growing fast, might not stick around for it. They want highlights. They want excellence. And right now, Caitlin Clark is delivering that at an elite level. Angel Reese walked into an empty arena and left with a harsh lesson. The spotlight isn't guaranteed. It's earned every night, every game. And when Caitlin Clark isn't on the court, the WNBA feels it. The seats speak louder than the tweets. But this isn't the end of Reese's story. Far from it. This moment could define her, not by what happened in the arena, but by how she responds next. Will she rise to the moment or continue blaming the moment? That's what fans are waiting to see. And tell us in the comments, do you think Angel Reese is overhyped or is she being overlooked? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future WNBA updates.